really. I hope you fall in love either with your work. I hope you fall in love with a special person. I've also come to realize that some people, that some people actually like their children and love them. Some people like their children but don't love them. Some people love their children but don't like them. It's a very complex thing, these human emotions. But when it comes to love in its purest form, not just sexual, not just erotic love, eros, but in its pure form, the feeling of contentment, the feeling of protection, provision, the feeling of wanting to see something be the very best version of what it can be. It's probably one of the most beautiful things I think we as humans have to experience. In its purest form, it is not competitive, it is not comparing, it is accepting, it is evolving, it is sustaining. It is beautiful. Love is beautiful. I can't get over that song. It's such a wonderful song, and I'm even tempted to play it again and just say, you know what? Let's not have a conversation. Let's listen to good music this morning. But I have something this morning to get off my chest, and like I said, I'm going to be pointing fingers. And if you get mentioned, please feel get one to another. This morning, we would like to talk about flooding effects. And as a Rivers person, we regularly have conversations about flooding every year. Committee has been formed, left, right, and center, every year. People's farmlands, people have been sacked from their homes. 2012, 2022, 2019, 2018. And yes, even that COVID period, there was flooding. A lot of people can't remember that there was flooding in Yenagoa. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. In fact, I remember somebody calling and said they had to even hire a truck, those 911 trucks, so that they can, because those were the only vehicles that could safely, go through Mbiama that period. So yeah, it's not new. We've always talked about flood and all those type of things. It's not new in these parts. But today, like I said, I'd like to be pointing accusatory fingers this morning because I'm sad. I'm sad because the most painful thing I think any human being experiences whilst they're alive on this planet is to see the person that they truly love suffer and they're not able to help, or to know that the person you truly love suffered before they died, went through something that you wish they didn't have to go through. You wish you were able to rescue them, but you weren't able to. It's a type of torment that I really do not want anybody to go through. But it seems as though maybe a few have to go through them. Ladies and gentlemen, my question this morning is this. What motivation does the government need to maintain the drains in River State? What exactly is needed? And I'll tell you why I'm asking this question.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, so 017-923-0002, 0817923-0007. You heard the story in the news yesterday and even this morning about the tragic loss of life of two young Nigerians in River State, 16 and 17-year-old siblings. I will not play the interviews, the excerpts, the sound bites from the interviews, because I found them very gut-wrenching, and I don't want to go through that. I don't want anybody to go through that. But the truth of the matter is, it happened. Lives were lost. It's not the first time, sadly. Lives were lost in 2012. Lives were lost the last time Bayelsa was also cut off from the rest of Nigeria, when we're seeing pictures in real time of snakes, saying hi to people in the morning, inside Yenegua. Inside Yenegua. What exactly does it take for a governor, for a senator, for the commissioner of environment, for the commissioner of works and services, for the Ministry of Health? What exactly would it have taken them to coalesce their efforts in the past 5 years, in the past 10 years, in the past 15 years, to actually clear the drainage? Not asking people in Rumokoro to come out and sweep their compounds. No, to go and do what the people in Rumokoro, to the people in Rumukalagbo, to the people all over the state cannot do. They cannot get dredgers. They cannot employ heavy equipment to clear out the... Yes, they are the ones who poured the trash there, no problem. But they pay taxes. You extort from them. Your police officers extort from them. Your Agbere boys extort from them. What would they have taken in the past decade, from Amechi to Wike to even Fubara to even the ones before them, Ada Georgia? What would they have taken to prevent the loss of life? What would they have taken? What motivation do they need, please? Zion is in GRA. Zion, good morning to you. Walter is standing by in Rukwaku. Zion.
The only motivation they need is when they start to be captured, ask them to give us their accountability reports. If they cannot, you prosecute them. If you say what motivation, they don't need any. They are incompetent to be there. They are not dynamic. In fact, they take advantage to the extent that because the country is not protected, you can commit a crime and walk away. No problem. That is why they are misbehaving like this. I read a book of recent about the American system. The country is so protected that I can't commit a crime and walk away. Even as a government official. But here, you commit and walk away. Our uncle Lekweremado, if that matter would have been brought here to Nigeria, that man would have been walking freely. Your political class, the large majority of them are not educated enough to be in the corridors of power. If they have a very good job, they wouldn't have been there. This is your country, your state, your community, where you grew up from. You cannot give them potable water. You cannot secure their life. You can't give them amenities, but yet you buy properties abroad. Sir, if you are asking for motivation, no amount of motivation. And look at what they have done. They are so impoverished the people to the point that the people, the moment you give them crumbs, they are happy.
All right, Zion, thank you very much. Walter from Rukwaku. Walter, good morning.
Jude.
Good morning.
This is my issue, and I thank God that the thing just came up again. And we said we have to talk. And I must continue to talk until my problem or our problem within my vicinity is solved. The rig road, what I'm talking is from Okoko, we are going to Jude. I told you before this, when this governor, our present governor, was not interested, they said I should wait until he cut. Jude, and days now, I have been packing my properties for my business place.
Oh dear.
I'm just going to see, Jude, if it tells you I will sponsor, to bring your people to come and build that place. All my properties.
Oh dear.
Every year I suffer. And I have people in the government that can do this. Because I'm not belong to one camp. I cannot. So what I'm saying is not for me only. Do we look at the poor in that city? Not water. Look at the people who are working 3-4 days and are carrying their loads. Every year this is what to suffer. Jude, let me show you. The major job has been done. But to link it, I cannot take, if we are doing the real job, not government quotation, it can't take more than 200 million. This thing I'm telling you. Which local government can do? Jude, I'm in pain.
You have a right to be.
I'm in pain. As I'm telling you now, we're inside water, packing things out. My business place, where I earn my living, my family.
I'm very sorry to hear this, Walter from Bukwako. I'm very, very sorry. I really am. But he's not the only one. Yeah, in his case, it's his property. But in the case of the family, it's 2 prospects gone. Lives lost that otherwise could have been prevented. Floods is because the volume of maybe the rains are so heavy as they were on Monday and last week as well. There's only so much that the soil can absorb at a time. So yes, you have flash floods. But after a while, if the channels are open, they would go through those channels and be taken outside of these areas. But we know that those things are blocked. We know that those things are blocked. They are blocked because people like Jude, people like Okon, people like Tim, people like Friday, you have all poured your trash into the drainages. Either because there's no other place for you to put it, or because we are very good at littering. We need to speak we need to speak truth to our eyes and our ears this morning. We are a dirty set of people. Individually, I think a lot of us are clean. But as a collective in Rivers State, we are dirty. We are dirty. Is the dirt that we live in is so monumental, right? That we don't even consider it dirt anymore. We consider it as part of the visage of the state. Almost everywhere in Port Harcourt these days, there's a small hamlet of what do you call them? Recyclers that turn those places to dump sites. Around us here, 1, 2, 7 now. Every time a tricycle passes there, the stench is crazy, and then the rains come. But once again, the local government councils and whoever is in charge right now, they can bleat and blare and shout all they want and enforce a Saturday cleanup. I don't have a problem with that. It's not a bad idea, but I think it's an archaic idea. However, if people come out and they clean the streets, they clean their gutter, what about the major? You see, we keep forgetting that it is the sewers. The sewers that are where you have your roads. It's so bad now that some people, when it rains, they just stay put. They don't move. Why? Because you could drive your car into a hole. The manhole covers have been stolen. And those ditches, they're not 2 feet, they're not 3. Some of them as deep as 8, 7 feet. Deep. I have seen them. In fact, I've said this before. When we were in the Lekaya, I said, I actually entered one into the sewer when we were fixing the road. I entered to see how deep it was. I had to be carried out by a friend. So what exactly does this government or the previous government or government entirely, because it's a continuum. What motivation do they need to actually dredge these canals, to really clean these drainages? Because NTA roads, it's not just enough to go and clean the gutter on 2 or 3 streets. Where the water flows to is blocked.
Nigeria Info will be right back.